So a new Yokai Watch game has finally been revealed, but it's not exactly what we expected. There's no Nate, no Jibanyan, no Whisper, and no Yokai at all. So what exactly is this? There's definitely a lot more questions than answers, but that's usually the case when it comes to a new IP. So today I want to break down the first trailer for this new series from Level 5 and what it could mean for the future of Yokai Watch. Don't forget to leave a like if you're excited, and let's get into it. First, we need to establish if this is even a Yokai Watch game at all, because at least the name suggests otherwise, but literally the first thing we see in the trailer is Jibanyan's silly little head and some text saying the next concept for Yokai Watch. A bit confusing, but the way I interpret it is this is a spiritual successor for the series, which in case you don't know, is defined as a product or fictional work that is similar to or directly inspired by another previous work, but doesn't explicitly continue the product line or media franchise of its predecessor. In other words, this new series is like Yokai Watch, but won't have its name or familiar faces. And this might immediately disappoint some fans that were hoping for the return of Nate, Jibanyan, and other characters we've grown to know and love. But at least from a business standpoint, I think it makes a lot of sense for Level 5 to move on and try something new, since the sales of Yokai Watch games and the popularity of the series overall had sadly been going downhill for a while. And let's be honest, it's not the easiest thing trying to explain the lore of Yokai Watch 4 to new fans, especially in the West and other places where the latest game never even got localized. But will this new series actually carry on the legacy of Yokai Watch, or just use its name to try and sell us an entirely different game? Well, let's take a look. Our new main character is a spunky, adventurous rich boy named Ten Lordland, who lives in a mansion at the top of an apartment building. And the award for most relatable main character goes to... Anyway, this apartment building also happens to be a gate to the underworld, which is where this new series gets its name, Holy Horror Mansion. Well, actually that might not be its name at all, because later in the trailer we see it referred to as Ghostcraft RPG. So I have a little bit of a theory that either Ghostcraft RPG is specifically the name for the game and Holy Horror Mansion will be the overall series, or the other way around, where Ghostcraft will be the main name and Holy Horror Mansion is the subtitle for this specific entry in the series. Honestly, I hope it's the latter, because if they plan on doing a whole media franchise like we had for Yokai Watch, Ghostcraft is infinitely simpler and definitely sticks in your mind more than Holy Not Luigi's Mansion. Anyway, back to the story. One day this new kid 10 happens upon a secret room in the mansion, and inside finds a mysterious camera with a glowing green spirit that apparently comes out of his nose? But this creature isn't exactly a yokai. Instead, it's referred to as a ghost for now. The fact that they say for now could be implying that they may be called yokai later on, or perhaps they're just different names for the same thing. After all, the Japanese term yokai literally translates to mysterious apparitions, which could be used to describe ghosts, demons, or other supernatural beings in different cultures. Now, this green ghost specifically has the ability to enter objects and seemingly give them life, with the two examples shown here being a piggy bank and a lucky cat, which is actually the creature we saw back in the first teaser for this project a few months back. With this being a spiritual successor, I originally thought this might be some kind of bizarro version of Jibanyan, but later in the trailer we can confirm this is an entirely new character whose Japanese name is Gineko, which roughly translates to gold cat. The piggy bank creature also gets a profile page, and Google Translate reveals its name as Buta Choki. I only know Buta means pig, so maybe one of you guys can comment below about the second half of its name. It's not made explicitly clear if the green ghost has to stay inside the object for it to remain alive, but later on in the trailer we see both the lucky cat and piggy bank alongside 10, so my theory is once an object has been animated, then it stays that way even if the ghost moves on. 10 also says that a lot of annoying stuff is coming out, so there will definitely be more yokai-like creatures to catch or befriend. In fact, we can see a few of them here, like this little candlestick doggy and some kind of teapot bird. But this is just one type of creature we'll learn about in this trailer. As it turns out, Green Ghost has a friend that I guess we'll just call Blue Ghost. Now this one has the ability to merge different objects into absolute abominations known as chimeras, and the objects they use to introduce this concept may seem familiar to some of you.
I have a pen, I have an apple. Apple pen.
I'd actually never heard this song before, but apparently it was a huge meme in Japan, which is probably why Ten says, you know what I'm talking about, right? Anyway, it seems these chimera that the blue ghost can create are totally separate from the ghost or yokai that the green ghost makes. The trailer shows off quite a few, including the infamous apple pen with bottle caps for wheels, a pumpkin and pickle spider with a banana nose, a tomato with a whistle nose, a dragon made of clothes drying clips, and my personal favorite, a ramen bowl-headed warrior complete with a glizzy spear. Yeah, these chimera are pretty freaking weird, but honestly, I love them. And I can't wait to see just how crazy you can get with the customization of them, cause at least in the trailer we see a lot more ingredients, but they seem to be following a specific blueprint, so I'm curious if there will be a free mode where you can mix up whatever objects you want. But there's one more type of ghost revealed. Or should I say ghosts, because we see quite a lot of pink wisps surrounding the blue and green. Rather than creating creatures though, it seems the pink ghost can create their own worlds. Or in RPG terms, they can create dungeons that you'll get to explore in search of something important. The first one shown off is a strawberry cake labyrinth, and I can't wait to see what other kinds of worlds these pink spirits might be able to create, cause later in the trailer we see quite a lot of them appearing near street lamps, manholes, cars, tables, buildings, but I have a feeling this is just a cutscene thing and there won't actually be that many dungeons. Though I guess they could be mini dungeons or randomly generated little ones like the door worlds you could enter in Yokai Watch 4. Now that does it for the 3 types of ghosts we see in this trailer, but there may just be another type of apparition in this universe known as Darkari Men. It's unclear if these creatures themselves are evil or just being controlled by this greedy corporation we're introduced to, but the Darkari Men seem to be inspiriting items that appear helpful at first glance while obviously having something more sinister going on. All of these concepts and creatures definitely look and feel a lot like Yokai Watch so far, but what about the gameplay? Well, the trailer wraps up by introducing Cameron, the ghost camera, and it seems Cameron will take a similar role to the Yokai Watch, allowing Ten to peer into the spiritual world and discover these inspirited creatures, like this haunted recycling bin we get into a battle with. Sadly, we don't get to see much of how the battles actually work, but this does look a lot more like your typical turn-based RPG setup, with the overall battle scene looking a lot like a certain other creature collecting game, rather than the more real-time action-oriented gameplay we got to see in Yokai Watch 4. There does seem to be an equivalent for Soultimate moves, as we see Kineko slap the crap out of this trash to knock it out. Besides that, they didn't show off any more gameplay, and this could be because the game is still quite early in development. In fact, we don't even have a release date yet, which most definitely means this series isn't coming out for a while. From what they've shown off so far though, it's definitely piqued my interest, with its variety of wacky characters and unique premise that without a doubt seems to be carrying the same vibes that made Yokai Watch so popular in the first place. So let me know what you think of this new level 5 IP. Will it live up to the legacy of Yokai Watch? And do you think there might still be hope that we could see the return of some familiar characters, even if just as a cameo or Easter egg? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.